into this little Montana trip. We'll get into the Schmidt trip real quick.
Yeah, went to the hometown, the old stomping grounds where we've had a handful of our fights. Four Seasons Arena, and we brought 2 of our boys up there. JoJo, 3-0. He was looking to go 4-0, fighting a grappler.
Amateur.
He's fighting a kid. Yep, fighting a kid who had 10 fights. The kid had a lot of experience, and cut the weight, 145. Traveling, cutting weight is brutal. And JoJo was battling some mental demons all weekend, which, I mean, that's part of it. You ever get in a fight? If you actually get the fight with MMA Guru, the mental demons you're going to battle, you're going to have a whole new respect for it. And he battled through them. Plus, I mean, the boys are lucky. They got the champ giving them advice. And it's like, you get advice from Sean. And just like the commentators were saying, if someone like Sean believes in you, I mean, that gives you a certain sense of confidence. So once we got to the arena, got JoJo's hands wrapped, he was good to go. That's the thing too, you play all these fucking games in your mind. The fight could go thousands of different ways, and you start thinking about all the different ways the fight could go, you start driving yourself fucking crazy. And but the thing is, once the cage locks and your feet are on there, it's like, okay, this is what we do every day, and it usually comes to you. And JoJo went out there, got in the kid's face right away and started just making it a brawl, and started just getting in his face. He hurt him right away, and he just didn't let off the gas one bit. Ended up trying to throw a high kick, and the kid shot in at the same time, ran into JoJo's knee, and JoJo knocked him out cold.
As an amateur, you're not allowed to knee in the head, so it was a little controversial. But I was like, dude, even if they called it no contest or a loss, it's like, you still knocked him out
cold.
But he's the amateur champ now, 145. Let's go. Be fun to watch his career play out. Then we got Ezra, just 2-0 now. Fuck, it's just so sweet to watch Ezra's career. Well, both Ezra and JoJo both listen. Well, Ezra listened to the pod when he was in high school. Then saved up money. Him and his girlfriend moved down, started training, got amateur fights, turned pro. Now he's 2-0 pro. It's fucking so cool.
That is such a sick story, bro. So Ezra's a legend. JoJo's a legend. I'm just that's sick.
Literally part of the Patreon like 5 years ago.
Crazy.
Like a long time ago, Patreon people. And JoJo said I reviewed his fight on Patreon a long time ago, and he's like, fuck. And then he just ended up moving down and stuff. But Ezra, dude, the kid is he's like Hamzat at 135 with more skills.
Yeah. Ezra is going to be a problem.
Literally
he's gonna be in the UFC next year and be a serious issue.
And there's a possibility. I don't even want to talk about the fight yet. I'll let him talk about it. But a big fight with the UFC vet possibly next. Damn. For Ezra.
Wow.
Already. But dude, I mean, he goes out there so confident, grabs a hold of the kid, locks his hands. As soon as he locks his hands anywhere, he's going to end up scoring on you, and he can keep that pace the whole time. And that was the co-main event. He had some good call-outs for after the fight. Both the boys' weight cuts went good. Stayed in a nice little Airbnb the first night, stayed in a little hotel the next night, and got to see my dad, got to see your dad.
Yep, it was fun.
And it was a successful trip, 100% success.
Dude, I fucking love those trips. It's so funny. We were talking about, because Tim and I were doing these exact same trips when I was an amateur. Because I was an amateur for 5 fights before I turned pro. So we were doing these exact same trips, but we were like so strapped for money that it's cool that like Tim and I are in a position to where we can take these guys, like we're getting these guys fights, we're paying for the flights, we're paying for the travel, we're paying for the food,
Airbnb,
we're paying for the Airbnb,
rental car.
It's like, it's fucking sweet to be able to give back in that way to our soldiers. It's just but when we were doing it, we were fucking strapped. Like we spent $5 on food, and we were just like, God, it's just fucking.
I would whittle my way all the way down to zero until I fight again, and then I have a little bit more money. But it does feel good being able to spoil those guys, because when you're coming up, those little amounts of money cause you stress. So to be able to take that off those guys feels good.
And we kept it humble this time. Last time these guys fought, we took a jet. This time we took good old Delta.
Yeah, we did, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, and you did a good job. You weren't getting too frustrated with all the fans, and
no, yeah, it's cool seeing all the love, support. So, bro, it's so funny. People come up to me and talk to me like I just got my family got murdered or something. They're like, "Hey, man, it's okay." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I won. No, it's funny though. They come up and they mean well. It's like they just don't want to see me sad or like whatever. They're, "Hey, man, keep your head up." I'm like, dude, my head's high as a motherfucker. I just defended the belt for the fucking second time. Like, life's good, brother. I am good. I got a little CTE, but that's fine. It's what happens when you don't get punched in the head for 5 rounds. You know.